Okay, so Douglas is out with me. Hi, Douglas. So one of the big things to remember is one of the first things you're going to want to do is desensitize them to having their ears touched at all. So get a treat that they really like, and just sort of offer them some treat. Cool. And then just sort of handle their ears. So you want to get them used to sort of touching their ears, having them handled, so that they're not always having their ears handled just when you're cleaning them. And what you can see with Douglas, with his big ears, is this is the ear flap itself that you can see. And then everything here that you can feel, that's like cartilage and attaching to the skull, or sitting on the skull, is the area where we want to massage once we put the fluid in. So that's where you're going to sort of pinch it together a little bit, not the flap itself, but lower down. So getting them used to the way that that feels is helpful. And then getting them used to the way that you're going to actually handle the ear too. One of the times, so I have cleaned Douglas's ears a few times already. So he has had it done before. I usually do it with them after they have a bath if I need to bathe them for some reason. So it's not something we frequently do with our cats, but it is something we may sometimes need to do. So when we're talking about how you handle the ear, what I find works best for pretty much anything you do with cats is, once again, if you're doing stuff with them, spend a lot of time just sort of petting them, handling them, getting them sort of relaxed. You can kind of feel when they're more relaxed and happier. You can see Douglas's face has sort of changed a little bit. His tail is going a bit, so he's telling me he knows something is happening and he doesn't want to stay still with me. But what I find works best is to make sure that your hand, once again, is sort of part of like the same unit as the cat. So your hand has really good control over their head, because if you're just holding onto the ear, then they're probably going to try to get away as soon as you put the medication in, and then you're chasing a cat around. So using your arms to sort of control your cat, you've made a little sort of sitting area where they can be confined and you can use your hands freely. And then what you're going to want to do is pop your hand on top of their head, and then I will grab the entire ear flap. So I'll have my thumb and sort of the palm of my hand holding onto the ear flap. I'll use both fingers and thumb and hold onto the ear flap, but I'm keeping my hand tightly on his head so it's the same unit and it moves together, not having my hand away from the head like that. Okay, so then when I do that, I'm going to get my bottle of solution. I'm going to open it. Good. And then I'm going to do a little bit of petting. I'm going to get him back into the position that I want. His body is down. It's more relaxed. He's easy to control. I'm going to go ahead and grab the ear, put my hand on his head. I'm going to bring the bottle over and I'm going to put the solution in. And you can see he automatically wanted to shake his head, but because my hand is on top of it and I'm holding his ear, he can't. So the ear canal should basically be flooded with solution. You should see it coming out of the ear and sort of flowing. And then you're going to find the base of his ear and you're going to massage. So listen to that sound. That's what you want. And so we're just massaging so that the solution gets all the way down into the ear where it needs to be. And then you can either, if you have a cotton ball that you're using, put it into the ear before you let go of the head, or if you're comfortable with it, let go of the head and then just be aware you're going to be covered in ear cleaner. So let it go. And there we go. So that ear has been cleaned. And then I will pet, 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 give you more pets, make it positive again, grab the ear flap, and then just lightly wipe away anything that comes out. Good job. And he's back to purring. So that's that one ear. Now I am right-handed, so that is the easier ear for me to do. I do find that what I find easiest to do the left ear is to not do it from behind, but to do it sort of from the side or from the front. So with that one, I'll just get all my pets going. I'll make sure my bottle is really close by. Lots and lots of pets. Lots and lots of pets. Good job. Yeah. Put them on their side. Grab the ear flap with my hand on their head. Pop it in. overflowing a little bit, and then I just massage. Okay, so one of the big things that I find really, really helpful with cats is if they like to have control. I mean, don't we all? And so if you're working with them and they're not okay and they need to have a little bit of control, you should find a way to give them control where you don't just let them go. So they hopefully will be okay with, okay, that's too much for you. We're going to take a break, but the break is going to be you getting pet or you getting brushed or you sort of staying with me and sitting with me until I can feel that you're more relaxed and you feel better about what's happening. Okay, because we don't want to set up this thing where when we work with our cats, they automatically try to escape away from us, or they see us coming with things like bottles of fluid and they're not okay with it. You're very good.